How many times have you walked out of your flight and seen this? Well, maybe not that last one. Anyways, flying is commonly considered the worst part of traveling, but this doesn't have to be the case. Experienced travelers know that avoiding certain airports can help relieve stress and improve the overall vacation. Now, in this episode of Incidents Explained, I will show you one of the worst airports in the US, also known as the West Coast Terror. If seeing Los Angeles International Airport fills you with anxiety, it's mutual. But as frustrating as LAX is, it's an airport that, as an Angelino, you're probably going to use at some point in your life. Pre-COVID, LAX was the third busiest airport in the world. This makes the experience a rabbit hole of stress, traffic, and lost luggage. Listen, I wish we could call it a day and fly through Burbank or Long Beach, but if you're not going through a powerhouse like LAX, flying is usually more expensive. How on earth did we get here? Let's dig into what makes LAX the way it is and how best to experience it. LAX didn't become an infuriating destination overnight. With millions of dollars, what's now known as Los Angeles World Airport slowly developed the land over decades. The area's soaring potential became evident in the late 1800s. While the Wright brothers achieved the first powered human-led flight in 1903, there were some attempts at flying already happening around the world. In the years around 1889, the flat farmland attracted pilots to practice informally near today's Imperial and Aviation Boulevard. A few decades later, it was on its way to becoming a fully fledged airfield. It was named Mines Field, and LA government officials saw the grounds as a perfect place to tap into the growing aviation industry. Those early flights were private and took off from dirt airstrips, but the city had big ambitions. LA purchased the airfield outright in 1937, and voters backed a $12 million bond. Okay, we don't call it Los Angeles Airport or Mines Field anymore. Why is this the case? Well, the airport had a bit of an identity crisis. When the Civil Aeronautics Administration gave the airport a shiny new international rating in 1949, the City Council capitalized on that by changing the airport's name from Los Angeles Airport to Los Angeles International Airport. The induction of LAX came when airport identifier codes had to expand. Two-letter codes were usually tied to a city, but as more airports sprung up, the codes went up to 3 letters. So in our case, LA became LAX in 1947. Now that we understand how the airport was created, I will outline the common problems that you will face if you decide to visit LAX. The first problem is that you are not able to access every terminal while inside the airport. This would result in the passenger having to go through security again in order to reach their gate. This is obviously a huge pain, especially for international arrivals, who are almost required to go through security again. This is after customs, mind you. The solution that is being worked on is a 2-mile-long route that will connect the entire airport. This is a great first step. However, there is still the issue that LAX is not designed well. If you wanted to get to Terminal 1 from Terminal 8, you would have to walk around 40 minutes. This is absolutely ridiculous. There are plans to add automated people mover trains, but this project will probably take a while. The second issue is that LAX can get too crowded. It is one of the busiest airports in the country, and it doesn't have a lot of land to work with. Fun fact is that Dayton, Ohio's airport is on a plot of land larger than LAX. As you can imagine, this leads to many issues. If you are trying to fly out of LAX, you may want to arrive 3 hours before your flight. On busy days, you can expect to wait around 45 minutes to an hour to check in your bag. And if you are unlucky, another hour trying to clear security. And like I mentioned earlier, LAX has a unique design. Even after you clear security, it may take you another 10 to 15 minutes to find your gate. I had to do this one time on a flight from LAX to JFK, and it was horrible. Mind you, I have 1K status on United and can use Clear to get through security. Even with these perks, it took me around 1 hour and 10 minutes to get inside the airport. Arriving in LAX isn't much better. This may be my opinion, but LAX has the worst customs in the US. You are free to disagree with me, but even global entry doesn't save you from the line. The third problem is that LAX is an outdated airport, and the construction only makes the experience worse. I know it's paradoxical to complain about construction when I said that the airport is outdated, but it is not pleasant to visit right now. I have heard from some of my friends that sometimes they close portions of the airport for construction, which makes navigation difficult. In addition, even when you leave the airport, you may be subject to some of the worst traffic of your life. Now that I have outlined the problems with LAX, I will give some solutions that may make the experience better. First, see if you are eligible for any status perks from your airline. I know that not everyone has flown enough to have these, but some airlines will allow you to pay to use the preferred check-in lines. In addition, I have family members who don't know about airline rewards programs and leave the benefits on the table, so it never hurts to double-check. Second, sign up for TSA PreCheck or Clear. If you are a frequent traveler, I recommend you sign up for Clear, but TSA PreCheck is a great option that is not too expensive. I believe it is around $76 a year. These allow you to get through security faster and have perks like allowing you to keep on your shoes. Third, if traffic is unbearable, consider using another floor. LAX has 2 levels, the top for departures and the bottom for arrivals. Rideshare drivers have to drop off on the top level, so it can get congested very fast. If you go below, you'll have to go upstairs using the escalators. Fourth, plan ahead. If you know you have to go from Terminal 8 to Terminal 1, give yourself a longer layover. In addition, always make sure to arrive 2 to 3 hours before your flight. It doesn't matter what perks you have. Fifth, if you have time, eat before you arrive at the airport. The price of food at LAX is crazy. Some places that are close to the airport that I recommend are DeLon's Soul Food Kitchen, Carnitas El Artista, and Country Style Jamaican Restaurant. Thank you everyone for making it to the end of the video. I enjoy sharing my travel knowledge, so if you learned something today, hit the like button down below. If you want more travel content like this, please subscribe. Will you travel to LAX again? Let me know in the comments. I will see everyone in the next video.